Welcome, welcome. Hi, everybody. How are you? Yes, we're on day 6, video 7, day 6. Hope you enjoyed your weekends. Google is just letting you know that I am coming up on here. And for tonight's topic, we're going to do restoring what has been lost with some affirmations. So, for all those who are joining tonight or watches later on or sees me for the first time, I am Sherry. I am your host, and this is Sip and Think with Sherry. So I am working on restoring my life, myself, my Sip and Think, because it used to be on Sherry's dream catcher and I enjoyed it. And I sit there and say to myself, what happened? Like, why aren't you doing it anymore? You know, if you enjoyed it and you need these positive affirmations just to get through the day or the week or the month or the year, like, I so I literally am in the restoring phase of my life. So in case you don't know what restoring is, of course, I look it up on Google. Sorry, I don't memorize definitions. Um, Restoration is the act of returning something to a former owner, place, or condition. The return of a hereditary monarch to a throne, a head of state to government, or a regime to power. What do we mean by the term restoration? An act of restoring or the condition of being restored. So, with everything that has gone on in my life, I am trying so hard to get back to Sherry. And if you don't understand what that means, it just means that, at one point in my life, I would be able to leave work and go hang out with friends and go drinking and enjoy the sun and the weather, and or I'd be able to go to the birthday party that was on the weekend and the family reunion and enjoy myself. I can't really enjoy myself if I don't feel balanced. If I know that there are things that need to get done to get me to a place where I can enjoy myself. Because the last thing I want to do is go do all these things and have in the back of my mind all the things that I need to get done just so that I can feel at ease and enjoy myself, you know? So I started thinking about it and was like, I may be saying no to a lot of people right now, but that's right now. That's right now. That doesn't mean in the next couple of months or maybe a year that things will be turned around. But things were not going to turn around if I didn't get back up here and do something about it. Or if I didn't go through the mail like I was going through the mail. I had like 2 piles of mail to go through. Sometimes I put it off to the side because I'm just like, it's too overwhelming. And I can only handle one tiny little pile at a time, and that's it, you know? Because with each pile that I have to handle, there's like 5 to 10 different steps that I have to do, and it takes a lot of energy. So, for instance, insurance companies, yeah, my husband had to have another surgery, and that was so that he could get the air to flow up and vibrate and make noise so that he's able to now talk. And the insurance company calls and they're like, "Oh, it's not covered by your insurance." Like, what are you talking about? So, by them going in to do what they had to do to get my husband's prosthetic to work. So, for those who don't know, he had a laryngectomy, so he hasn't been able to talk for a year. We're amazed that, science has come such a long way where they were able to put a prosthetic in and, it's been over a year and 6 weeks after his surgery, he was supposed to be able to start making sounds, and that didn't happen. So we did PT, we did the radiation, we followed everything that we were supposed to do. So it got to the point where the doctors were like, "Listen, like, you have been patient, and we now need to do our jobs to get you to where you should have been over a year ago." So they call and say, "Well, the procedure was considered an experiment, so therefore it's not covered by your insurance." Well, what the fuck am I paying insurance for? Seriously. Like, why am I paying insurance? You know? I know he's too young to have a laryngectomy, but you know what? He had to have it. He had cancer. He had a tumor. So I just hate having to deal with that kind of stuff. And then it's arguing with the supply companies over the insurance. It's like, enough is enough. You know, I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do. He's doing everything that he is supposed to be doing. And like, you just make me want to be like, well, if I got to pay for it out of pocket anyways, I might as well get basic insurance instead of paying for premium, right? I'll have more money in my pocket, you know? So I'm done arguing with insurance companies. You want us to pay extra money out of our paycheck just to have insurance, and you don't even cover it? Like, nah. So, anyways, it's stupid shit like that that takes up a lot of my energy and a lot of my time. And I just want that stuff to come off of my plate. I want it. I'm like, I finally got it in a situation where, okay, I paid for the premium. I put in the appeal. They said they would cover 70%. I still have to pay 30%, but yet I'm still fighting to have the gap insurance cover another 20%. So then my copay will be 10%. You're still getting money from me because you're getting a premium payment each time I get paid. Friggin' money hungry. Oh my God. You know? Oh, that's why I got Trapped Ruby tonight. Trapped Ruby is a collection from the Envision, Dream, Sip and Think. I only have two. I have red, or I have black trim. But either way, Trapped Ruby, man, I am always in Trapped Ruby. I'm either in Trapped Ruby or I am in Complicated Beauty. It's like, especially when it comes to bills, I'm Trapped Ruby all the way. You know what I mean? But when it comes to Complicated Beauty, it's more like, my social life. They don't get it. They don't understand that Sherry is trying to restore things in her life so that she can enjoy her time. So that when you do call her and say, "Hey, you want to hang out? You want to go swimming? You want to go to the tiki bar?" Sure, I would love to. I would love to, love to, love to go with you. But right now, Sherry has to focus and restore some things in her life so that she's able to do that. So it's almost like taking a step back when you're analyzing things and saying, okay, I need to fix this, 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 and this so I can get here. And then once I'm here, I can project and start growing and moving forward, or growing up. But right now, that's where I'm at. And things take time because, yeah, I work too. I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm working my butt off. All I do is work. Don't get me wrong. I sometimes enjoy my day, but other times I'm just kind of like, I got a lot of these other things on my to do list, which you'll probably laugh at me because I bought a to do list that I haven't even opened, and I have to put all these things down that I have to do. I have to, because I could have went drinking tonight, went to the swimming, went on the tiki bar. Well, two of them, gone back and forth, enjoyed myself, hung out with my sister, my friends, right? But then tomorrow when I get up, I'm going to be like upset and complaining that I didn't get done something that I needed to get done. So that's my point here. My point is that I am in restorative mode, and there's constant resistance or pushback for everything that I try to get done. And it's like, enough is enough. Like, I don't need that resistance. Tell me if I'm doing something wrong, but don't keep piling more shit onto me because your shit's fucked up. That's what I'm saying, you know? Let's keep going. So, I found my strengths, right? And one of my strengths, my top number 2 strength, is called restorative. And I'll read it to you. Okay. How can you thrive? This is about me. I know people on YouTube want us to solve problems for them, but sometimes they look at other people to see how they did it, and it helps them solve their problems. Okay. So this is YouTube. It's a page about the individual. If anything on my page for Sip and Think helps you, great. If it doesn't, I'm sorry. Like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to tell you. All right. But in regards to tonight's topic, restoring what has been lost, I'm focusing on some of my strengths, right? And I had to take a test to find out what my strengths were because I have to use them in my day job, right? I have to use them in my life. But it's very interesting when you test yourself and you find out what your strengths and your weaknesses are, right? And one of my strengths is restorative. So I have 1, 2, 3. I have like 1 through 30 something. 1 through 34. 1 is activator, 2 is restorative. We already know I'm an activator because if you're following me, whether it's here, Facebook, Instagram, um, website, whatever, if you're following me, you know that I like to activate things. I like to get things moving and going, influence, right? But my strength number 2 is restorative. So I'm going to read you what the test says restorative is, and I will give you my input on that. Okay. So, how you can thrive when you are restorative. You are adept to dealing with problems. I deal with problems every single day, literally, sometimes minute by minute. It is. Do I get tired of it? Yeah, I get real tired of it. Sometimes that's why I like put myself into a box and isolate myself because I'm just like, listen, I don't feel like solving the problem today. You know, it's not procrastination. It's just like every time I go to solve a problem, it's like opening Pandora's box and I have 800 more problems to solve. And I'm just like, and that's one thing. Imagine if it's like 500 things and you're trying to get those off your to-do list. Ugh. So you gotta just focus on what needs to be done now, and so that's what I did with the mail. I said, listen, I got my stack that I'm going to work on this week, next week, and the week after. And that'll hopefully get me through to August. And then we'll see what else I have to solve, because Sherry's just trying to get back to Sherry. You are good at figuring out what is wrong and resolving it. We know what's wrong. We know. We know what's wrong. I'm paying for premium insurance and it doesn't cover shit. I could have more money on my plate. Just go on state aid, Sherry. Just go on state aid. you know, solve all my problems. No, I want to fight that. Be like, no, I don't need to. I mean, put myself through college to get a degree, to get a great job, to have to argue with an insurance company over whether or not it's covered. It's ridiculous. Why your restorative is unique. Chances are good that you might engage in self-improvement activities once you have identified things you need to know more about or do better. Perhaps you hope to minimize some of your shortcomings. You damn straight. I want to minimize some of those shortcomings because I want to be Sherry. I just want to be Sherry. I want to enjoy myself too. By nature, you sometimes identify trends, patterns, or emerging problems in data. These discoveries may help you make necessary upgrades. Perhaps they permit you to better use available resources. It's very likely that you may diligently examine what needs to be revamped, revised, modified, or fixed. Periodically, you give all your attention to a single problem. I do. I tend to focus on that single problem and I want to resolve that single problem so I can take it off my to-do list and be like, okay, that's done. Check mark, file it away. You know, that's what I like to do. I don't like it when you keep sending me more stuff to solve on the same issue, right? Instinctively, you sometimes give thought to what you could do in the coming weeks, months, years, or decades. Constantly. I constantly am doing that. Perhaps you accomplish more when you have goals. Well, if that's true, then I need to put my goals down. You know what I mean? Like this is just my to-do list. And to be frank with you, I probably don't have enough paper here to put down everything that needs to be done. I mean, think about it. You still got to keep up with your hygiene. You still got to keep up with your doctor's appointments. You still got to keep up with your family. What if you have kids? They all have doctor's appointments. And it's not like you just go for one doctor's appointment. You have to go for like 800 doctor's appointments. I mean, just to get my physical for this premium insurance, I had to get my physical because it's preventative maintenance. Okay, I did that. So, but on your physical, you have to go get lab work. Okay, now I got to go to the lab, right? And that was a debacle too, because when you go to the lab, they're like, oh, the doctor didn't send over the paperwork. So then I had to travel back to the doctor's office and be like, why wasn't the paperwork there? Oh, I'll give you a prescription. So now you get to go again. So now I got to take another day and go there for 7 o'clock in the morning. Like I'm just kind of like, okay, whatever. Right now, because I'm a female, I got to go to a gynecologist. I go to the gynecologist. She's like, "Oh, you have a Mirena. Oh, you have birth control." Yes, I have birth control. And well, we can't see it, so I don't know if it's in right. So now you have to have an ultrasound. Oh, but we have to schedule your mammogram because you're over a certain age. Oh, you already had your colonoscopy. You're now 45. Okay, great. So I'm just kind of being like, it's bad enough to have all of these things you have to get done, but just to get a physical, now I have to do 30 other things, right? And all these seniors tell me don't get old because all you're going to do is end up at the doctor's office every day. It's just, and now you're dealing with the insurance company, you know? So I just, and I'm one person. I'm one person. I have 3 kids, 2 stepchildren. Oh, God, 9 step-grandchildren, a schizophrenic nephew that lives with me, a husband that has a laryngectomy. You can imagine their doctor's appointments. I'm just like, guys, I can't do it all. Like, there are things you're gonna have to do, you know? And I understand the doctors are trying to contact me and they're trying to be like, "Hey, we need you to sign off on this," or "We need your input because your husband can't talk when he comes to the appointment." And I'm just like, "Oh my word." Yeah. It's a lot. It's a lot for one person. So I have been trying to help divert them so that they can continue on with their own path, because I have to also take care of me so I don't lose it, right? Because being restorative is before all this crap, life was great. I could just get up, go hang out, enjoy myself. But no, everyone around me has a problem and has an issue, and they need it to be solved. And it can't be solved in one session, you know? Anyways, simply considering what you might do better Simply considering what you might do better may motivate you to excel at certain tasks. You might be inspired to use some talents more than you have in the past. I have to use all of my talents at this point. In order for Sherry to get back to Sherry and be restorative, I literally have to look at all my strengths and my weaknesses and say, okay, how are you going to solve this problem? Because you're here, Sherry's here. How do you restore all of this to get to here? You know, that's what I've been working on. So if I am not giving you attention, or if I seem distant, or if I seem cold, it's because I have to get these things off my to do list. Once I'm in a situation where I don't have to worry about anything, I can just be Sherry. So, although I may come across mean and cold, it's because I have to right now. I literally have to, in order to stay focused and get the things on my to do list done. Because if I don't do them, because I've thought about this, if I took all of these things that I have to get done and just said, screw it, let me go drink, screw it, I'll never get done. Don't worry about it. I'll have somebody else take care of it. Oh, so that means I'm putting my life, my decisions, the things I want to do in somebody else's hands. And it might not be the person you want dictating what needs to be done. Hmm. Yeah. Because of your strengths, you may generate numerous ways to enhance, upgrade, revise, correct, or revamp certain processes, action plans, or itineraries. Constantly doing that. Constantly. Because when I go to do it one way, then I figure out, maybe I can do it this way. Just because I want to get it done, but I want to get it done correctly. And we all know that I always make a mistake, right? But I want all my T's crossed and all my I's dotted. That's what I want, but it doesn't always happen that way. You might find fault with your own or another person's talents, skills, or knowledge. To some extent, fixing people or things ranks in the top half of your list of favorite activities. I don't Well, maybe I'm trying to fix people, okay, but I don't feel as though I'm trying to fix people. I'm just trying to assist them or help them in the right direction. What I have a problem with is I'm picturing it this way and they do it this way, And that drives me insane. It's almost like when you're teaching your kids how to do the dishes or put the dishes in the dishwasher. I'm really anal when it comes to certain stuff like that, right? So my sister kind of got me into that because it's like I pre-wash all the dishes and then I put them in the dishwasher. So my kids used to just throw them in the dishwasher and it would drive me insane. And the reason it would drive me insane is because haven't you ever gotten a dish out of the dishwasher after it's done and like the food's still stuck on the plate? It's like, ugh, it's so gross. It grosses my out. Ugh. Ugh. Anyways, so that's why I get mad because I'm like, oh, I'll just do it. I'll just do it. But I can't say that. I have to let them do it, you know? Like, even with my nephew, you literally have to stand over him while he's doing certain jobs and functions because he you tell him it goes in and then it's just for some reason he starts talking to the 20 people in his head and now he's trying to slice and dice them and he's now off on a different rampage. I mean, literally, we totally like got into it because I don't know if they lowered his meds or if he wasn't taking them, but he was so bad at like 7 in the morning. He's outside and he's talking about slicing and he's thinking he is from Compton, Juice, Menace to Society, and he's out there. And me, am thinking, oh shit, somebody's messing with him. Come outside. I'm ready to brawl. And I'm like, who the fuck are you talking to? And he starts yelling back at me, and I'm like, boy, you better shut the fuck up before I knock you out and the 20 motherfuckers in your head. You know what I'm saying? Like, my neighbors don't need to hear about you slicing and dicing people at 7 o'clock in the morning. Like, are you serious? Like, I don't want to hear that shit. I said, stop bringing the negativity to my house. He takes off. He starts walking up the street. Now I'm like, oh shit, I got to go alert everybody on the main strip. Oh, he obviously isn't taking his meds straight. So now I'm like, oh shit, I got to go to work. He starts in on my husband. My husband's like, oh, he tried to start with me. Well, yeah, he knows he can only go so far with you. But you have to remember, he's a 30-year-old man with schizophrenia. He doesn't know his own strengths. So at times, I am in fear of my life in my own house. So I have to constantly have the defense mechanism up because I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to have to fight my nephew. And I don't want to. I don't want to hurt him. And I know he's messed up in the head, but again, if he's not on his meds and all this stuff, he doesn't know his own strengths. And someone with schizophrenia can snap at any moment. My house, I want my house to be my sanctuary where I come home, I enjoy it. I don't want to have to live in fear in my own house. I don't. I shouldn't have to. You know what I mean? I mean, yes, I get it. People were born in that environment. I have gotten myself into a position where I don't have to be in that environment. And yet I am in that environment on a daily basis. So yes, if I am mean and I am rude, understand where I'm coming from. I'm trapped. I'm trapped in hell. No, I'm being dead serious on everything I'm saying right now. That is my daily. That is my daily. That is my daily. But I know that if he's not with me, it's going to be 10 times worse for him. So, what do you do, Sherry? Do you live with it? How do you help yourself feel secure and safe in your own house? Because when my husband's not home, he could be at basketball, right? Who's here to protect Sherry? Hmm? Who's here to protect Sherry? Sherry. It's not my problem, but it is my problem. And I either have to accept it or or I don't. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what else to do. You know, I don't know what else to do. Why you succeed using restorative. You love to solve problems. Your ability to analyze a situation, identify potential shortcomings, and modify as needed makes you powerful in times of difficulty and crisis. Blind spots. Others might think that all you see are their flaws and shortcomings. Remember that there are times when people need you to see their successes and give them praise. You tend to focus on process, not people, and you might automatically rush to solve every problem. Sometimes others need to solve their own problems. So try to give people space to experiment and find their own solutions. That's just a little bit about restorative and the strengths. So I don't know if my story helped you or if it didn't, but now we're going to get on some positive affirmations because I was bringing some negativity to my head and I need to now take a step back. Take a step back. I need to listen, bitch. Your best is more than enough, I promise. I'm trying. I give my all every single day. I give my all. But there are people out there who do not know what I am going through on a daily basis. And I still try to be kind and loving. But there are times when Sherry snaps. Drive. Instead of thinking outside the box, get rid of the box. That's what we're doing. We're trying to get rid of all this shit that's keeping Sherry in a box so that she can be outside the box. But in order for her to get there, she has to get rid of everything in that box. Everything. It's just going to take a while. But again, it's a journey and it's a process, right? Growth mindset. A positive attitude is my superpower. Look at that sunshine. Stay positive. So, with all the negativity around me or around you or in daily stuff, you can always be positive. It's like turning that frown upside down, you know? When was the last time my positive attitude helped me get through a challenging situation? Ugh. um, God, there's so many. There's so many because I just want to stay positive. And it's so easy to fall into the negative. But man, even even yesterday, you know what I'm saying? Just by dealing with my nephew, you know, it's like yes, I laid down the law and I told him I'd kick his ass and his 20 friends in his head, you know. But I told him, don't bring that negativity around here. We want positivity. I use positivity and negativity. I use those words with him. And he understood what I was saying because I said, you're bringing that evil shit to me. And I don't want that evil shit in my house or on my property. So if you don't want the evil shit talking to you in your head, you need to cut that shit out and you need to be positive. That's how I use positivity because he knows the difference and he's very spiritual. So That's how I did it with him. I'm not saying that's how you can do it with everybody, but that's just how I had to do it with him that day. How can a positive attitude help me when I find myself in an unwelcome situation? Well, positivity is a strength. Being positive is a strength. Telling someone you love them, being kind to them, thinking the good versus the evil. I don't want anything that has to do with evil. I'm telling you right now, if I can sense something that is evil, it will be cut out. Plain and simple. I don't mess with evil shit. That's why when people sit there and be like, oh, she must do spell work, she must be a witch. Dude, don't you understand when you open those doors? You may be opening it for the good, but you have to remember that if the good can get in, the bad can get in too. And you have to know how to handle that bad once it comes in. So if you're someone who's sitting here and you wanna bring some evil shit in, you ain't gonna be messing with me. I'll tell you that right now. Don't mess with it. Because that stuff is you're messing with something that's completely out of this world that not many people can really handle with, you know? So that's just me letting you know. Okay. What are 3 songs that uplift me? 3 songs that uplift me. Uh, so many songs that uplift me. Again, songs, it's depending on how I feel, my emotions that day. Um, I always like the one "You Are" by Lionel Richie, Ebony and Ivory, because they kind of bring you down. Like when you're way up here or you're way down here, it can either bring you up or it can bring you down, and then you can just kind of be like plateau, and that's where you kind of need to be. I know the question is asking for uplift songs, but it just depends on where you are when that song is being played. Um, Elton John Daniel, that's my dad's name. And so it'll bring me to remind me of my dad and what my dad would say to me, or how my dad would check me, if you will, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Um, so, what are 3 things I like to do to promote a more positive mindset? Obviously, I'm doing positive affirmations. I am sharing them with you here on Sip and Think. I also share them on Instagram and Facebook. But outside from here, I can send a positive note. I can tell someone I appreciate them. I can thank somebody. I could call them. I could text them. I could send them a nice meme, to promote positivity, just to make their day. Listen, bitch. I like these ones. You're allowed to fail. Learn from it, dust yourself off, and fuck shit up. Thank you. Dusting it off. We're going to dust it off. We're going to learn from all this shit. And we're going to keep going. Daily positive thoughts and affirmations for wellness and success. Today, I eliminate a should mentality and focus on what I get to do instead of have to do. Ooh, you're talking my language. Because we're eliminating all that shit that I have to do so that I can be Sherry and say, I get to do this. Yeah, girl. You got it, girl. Listen, bitch. Don't get so weighed down by your worries that you forget to live. Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. And my friends would say the same thing. Sherry, you're in a hole, you're in that box. You need to get out. You need to live. You need to enjoy yourself. You need to relax. Yes, I know, but I can't do it every single day, okay? Because I have a lot of responsibilities and a lot of things to do. But let me get balanced and yeah, I'll live with you a little bit, just a little. But don't take it personally when I'm not living with you every day. I can't. I have to take care of things. And there's things that I want to do, you know? I don't mind living a little bit. I know where you're going with that one. Really? Listen, listen, listen. I know that actually I don't even want to get into that conversation right now. I know that you do enjoy it sometimes, when I'm out and about, everybody behind me, and you see another side to Sherry, right? But you also enjoy this too. So, I mean, you follow me all over the place. So let's be honest. Daily positive affirmation. I am confident. I stand tall with my shoulders back and head held high. I am worthy of being seen and heard. You see me and you hear me loud and clear. When was the last time I felt the most confident? Uh, um, hmm. I feel confident every day. The most confident just because it's you and you're watching and you've been watching me for a while. I would say when I went to jump into the ocean last week, that's where you could be like, damn, she must feel confident today because she didn't give a flying F. Yeah, I didn't. But that's me on the daily here. You know what I'm saying? What was I doing? I was swimming. Where was I? I went to Bay Campus. I said, hey, I got to go to the store real quick. Drove to the store. It was so hot out. And I was like, oof. Drove to Bay Campus, parked in front of security. Said, listen, I'll only be about 10 minutes. Walked down, put my phone down and everything down right next to a nice old couple. I said, oh, just got to go in for a sec. Went in, did my little dip, came out, walked back to the car, got in the car. I had no towel with me. I just drove home. I felt I was blessed. I was blessed by Mother Earth, and I enjoyed every bit of it. If you want to know what it looked like, you're just going to have to go and follow me on one of my Instagrams because some of the stuff I do on Instagram, I don't necessarily do on here. So, if you want to get a full picture of Sherry, you might have to follow me on other sites too. What are some qualities that make me feel the most confident about myself? Well, for one, sometimes I have to be a leader, and the people around me are looking to see, what is Sherry going to do? How is she going to do it? Sherry, I need your advice. How do I handle this? And sometimes the answer is you don't handle it, you just do, you know? It's kind of like that day that I jumped in the water, it's letting them know, take 10 minutes for yourself. Who gives a shit what anybody thinks? I don't. I don't care. I need it. God wants to bless me. Mother Earth is here. Sherry, go do your thing. And they come out of the water and they'll be like, that's Sherry. How do you do it? They'll say, how do you do it? What do you mean, how do I do it? How do I go in the water? I just go in the water. I just go in. That's what I do. What do you mean? I get asked that question, literally. But Sherry, how do you do it? How do you go swimming in the ocean? And I'm flabbergasted by the question. I'm like, that's how I solved my issue. Where do I lack confidence? Um, where do I lack confidence? Maybe on the internet, maybe YouTube, because I don't know the community that well. And I'm trying to get myself into the community and learn about it and see what I have to improve upon. Why do I feel like this? Because it's a new community. It's a new area that I am I don't really know that well. Where did this feeling come from? I don't know. Where did this feeling come from? Maybe because I was just looking for something more, you know? Just wanted a little bit more. I guess I was feeling so trapped with all these things that I need to do that I was just like feeling so trapped was also making me feel numb to life. And I wanted to live again. And I said, you know what, Sherry? Why don't you try something you've never really done and really do it and see what happens? And I guess it came from feeling numb and not feeling like I had a purpose, and I couldn't feel the passion. And like, I like to be passionate, and I like to be free, and I like to enjoy myself, and I like to do fun things, and sometimes with all the responsibilities and taking care of everybody else, you just become numb to it all. And then on top of it, with all the deaths around us, all these young kids dying, you know, poor, our 17-year-old cousin was shot the other night. He was at the park playing basketball and he got shot. And I'm just like, after we had just lost the other one to the overdose, to the fentanyl, to the week before that, we had just buried our uncle. I'm just like, I am just like, sometimes you start becoming numb to it and you're just like, these kids didn't even have a chance. And it's like, I don't even know, like, I don't even know how to help them, you know, keep him busy, I guess. I don't know, but it's like he's out playing basketball. He's doing something productive. I don't know. Where would I like to have more confidence, and what actions can I take to build my confidence? Oh, maybe I need to have more confidence here on YouTube in Sip and Think chats. In dating Sherry. Dating Sherry needs a lot more confidence, but that is because Sherry hasn't been able to be Sherry and get out as much as she likes to, right? Even though she's been asked to go out. And sometimes when she's asked to go out, the people that she's around don't necessarily want her on YouTube or the internet or her cell phone. And so she has to like respect that, you know? But on the other hand, I respect it so much that I just won't go. you know? Like where's the balance? All right. We are now to our Affirmators love and relationships. Levity. Laughter is the best legal medicine. And it looks like it's time for you to take a sweet, sweet hit of it. When someone annoys you or a plan goes awry, try finding something funny in there. And if you ever feel like the butt of the joke, remember the only difference between someone laughing at you and someone laughing with you is that in the first version, you're not laughing. You always have the option. So opt to lighten up. It's legal in almost 200 countries. I always say, you got to be able to laugh at yourself. If you can't laugh at yourself, then obviously you take things way too serious, you know? But they are right. Laughter is the best medicine. It really is. And I like to have people to laugh with. I think it's just, do you know how many calories you burn just by smiling and laughing? I'd much rather laugh and smile than yell. Ugh, hate Ellen. Receiving. I open up and allow myself to receive love in all ways from all directions. It may seem scary, but it's better than receiving audits, bed bugs, or hate mail. I receive love, and it feels so good that I decide to receive it some more, and then some more, and maybe just a wee bit more. Look at that. It's a mailbox, and I'm receiving love and affection. I have to be open to receiving it, right? I have to be open to receiving love, but I have to be strong enough to close it on the negative. OG affirmator. Abundance. We had this one before. God, I must have a lot of abundance coming to me. Maybe it's in the form of love and laughter. Congratulations. It seems you're due for a little piece of abundance pie. Feel like you don't deserve it, knock it off. It's already plated and ready to hit your table. Reluctant to take it? Shut your hole. Abundance pie is big enough to serve everyone. So get your whipped cream ready, unless you're lactose intolerant, and enjoy your well deserved metaphorical dessert. They obviously are telling me that I need to live a little, I need to get rid of the box and enjoy myself, But abundance, it could be money, it could be laughter, it can be love, it can be just anything in abundance that makes you feel good. Money makes me feel good. Oh, absolutely. Money makes me feel good. It does. I'm sorry. Like, I am being truthful here. Like, I enjoy money just like the rest of us. Ups and downs. I see life as an incredible ride, and I'm lucky to be on it. Yes, the ups and downs make me want to puke sometimes, but they're also what make things fun and interesting. And when you look back, even puking on yourself makes for a good story. I got a story for you. I don't know if you heard this one yet. So, a couple of years ago, we were driving in my car, and we went to a wedding. And oh my God. I was so drunk, so drunk. I wasn't driving. My husband was driving, right? And my girlfriend wanted to go home with us because she went to the wedding with someone else. And my God, it's embarrassing, but it's the truth. We're driving. I got my window down. She's got her window down, and she's in the back seat directly behind me. I start puking out the window. My husband doesn't know I'm puking, and she doesn't know I'm puking, but I am puking out the window. And she is in the back with her eyes closed, her mouth open, and she's taking in this fresh air because she's drunk too. The puke is going back in through the window in the back and going into her mouth. That is a story we will never, ever, ever, ever forget. Oh my God, we'll never, ever forget it. Oh my God, she was like, when she finally realized that I was puking, my husband whipped over real quick. She's like, God, he just knew what to do. And it's like, oh, that's Sherry, And she's in the back being like, I love you so much that I took on your puke. That is a story that we will never, ever, ever forget. It's still hysterical when we talk about it to this day. But We always have ups and downs, you know? We always do. I'm just trying to get to a point where I have less ups and downs and more stability, you know? Um, but that's pretty much it, you know? And it's a frog. It's a frog. Did I tell you? My froggy friend, he's back. So last year or the year before, I had a frog at my door and it has a spiritual meeting. And just recently, he's back. He is back and he's back at my side door, not my front door, my side door. And I tried chasing him and I kept trying to hop down the steps and go to the next one. And then I'm like, don't go, Froggy, don't go. But he's right there. He's always there with me. He just, comes out when he wants to. This frog looks like he's bungee jumping from the air. All right, guys. So we've got restorative thinking, some strengths behind that. We've got instead of thinking outside the box, get rid of the box. So Sherry's trying to restore shit and get rid of the box, right? She's going to focus on having a positive attitude to be her superpower. She's going to eliminate the should mentality and focus on what to get to do instead of have to do. She's getting rid of that have to. I can't tell you if it's going to happen overnight or if it's going to take a year or two, but I'm just letting you know I am working on it in the background. So don't take things personal. I am going to focus on being more confident and standing tall and holding my head high. I'm going to put myself out there so that I can be seen and heard. And a lot of times I like to hold myself back. I don't know if that's for me trying to control my emotions or my passion that I have inside, but I am working on that. As far as listen, bitch, your best is more than enough. I promise. Thank you. I appreciate that. You're allowed to fail, learn from it, dust yourself off, and fuck shit up. Like Jay-Z said, dust yourself off. And don't get so weighed down by your worries that you forget to live. So as soon as I can get rid of this box and get rid of all these worries, then I'll live. I got to find balance. I need balance in my life. Levity, receiving, abundance, receiving, love. Here's your abundance. So your abundance is your OG and your love and relationships is receiving. So take that how you want it. Levity and ups and downs. And as always, laughter is the best medicine. Thank you. And I hope you enjoyed tonight's Sip and Think with Sherry. I hope I didn't confuse you or scare you or anything like that. I'm fine. I will be fine. I was just giving you an example of, some of my have to get done and deal with stuff. But overall, stay positive, find laughter, receive and give abundance. I don't care what it is. Just enjoy yourselves. You'll see me out there soon enough. But right now, I just got to handle that box. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, thank you and hope to see you soon.